Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to unlock a concept that is quietly separating the incredibly wealthy from, well, pretty much everyone else. We're talking about escaping those completely invisible financial traps that keep so many hardworking people just stuck in this endless loop of financial anxiety. Have you ever wondered why, even when you're earning a decent paycheck, your bank balance always seems to just echo with emptiness by the end of the month? Well, today, we're going to fix exactly that. And we're not going to do it with complicated Wall Street jargon, but with a profoundly simple concept called the 1% rule. Let's start with a little dose of brutal honesty. Think about what happens when you watch one of those highly energetic, get-rich-quick videos. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You get this sudden, overwhelming burst of fake motivation. Your inner voice starts screaming, tomorrow, everything changes, I'm waking up at 5 a.m., I'm quitting tea, and I'm going to absolutely conquer the stock market. But what's the actual reality? By day 3, you're right back at the local tea stall, happily eating samosas, and completely forgetting that grand plan. So why does this happen to almost all of us? To understand why our grand plans usually crash and burn, think of wealth exactly like boiling milk on a stove. Imagine you're standing right there watching it. 5 minutes pass, 10 minutes pass, and nothing seems to be happening. The milk looks exactly the same. You get a little bored, maybe a bit irritated, and you pull out your phone. But the exact second your eyes dart away, bam, the milk boils over and makes a massive mess. Money works with this exact same silent background software. The ruin or the success is happening totally silently in the background while you are just distracted by everyday life. Okay, let's dive into this. The middle-class silent trap. This is the psychological deception running in the background. Our brains actually have these massive psychological blind spots. Human psychology is just hardwired to seek immediate, massive miracles. We secretly feel that to become wealthy, a magical lottery win needs to happen. Or, someone is just going to drop 50 lakhs straight into our bank accounts out of nowhere. And because we're so totally obsessed with this giant windfall, we completely dismiss the tiny, everyday decisions. We think, what is saving a mere 100 rupees going to do? It's not going to make me a billionaire. And right there, that exact thought is the middle-class trap closing its jaws around you. So, how do we break out of this trap? By understanding the real magic of the 1% rule. To really wrap your head around this, imagine you have a magic piggy bank. The only rule of this magic piggy bank is that it gives you a 1% better return every single day, provided you put in just a tiny bit of effort to improve your savings or your financial skills by that exact same 1%. If you do that, your initial effort doesn't just double. By the end of the year, it grows by 37 times. A tiny, seemingly useless 100-rupee effort transforms into a massive force of $3,700 of compounding power. That is the silent background software actually working in your favor. But here's the catch. This invisible force builds in the opposite direction too. Zero. Negative compounding is just as powerful and honestly way more dangerous. If you make a 1% careless mistake every day, saying to yourself, oh, it's just a 200-rupee cold coffee today, I'll worry about my budget tomorrow, that negative habit compounds too. By the end of the year, those tiny daily leaks drain your potential until your savings are sitting dead at zero. Wealthy people don't magically make 5 crores in a single day. They just keep the daily habits in a 1% profit. Struggling people take a 1% loss daily and then just blame their bad luck. To make this incredibly concrete, let's look at a tale of 2 friends, Raju versus Kaju. Now, both of these guys earn the exact same, very modest salary of 40,000 rupees a month. They start from the exact same baseline, but their daily 1% decisions send them to completely different universes. Raju is, well, a bit dramatic. He thinks you only live once, so he blows 150 to 200 rupees every single evening on chaat, cigarettes, and random online shopping. He's totally convinced that small money can't make him rich anyway. Kaju, on the other hand, understands the magic piggy bank. He doesn't make huge sacrifices. He simply saves 50 to 60 rupees a day, drops it into a simple index fund, and spends just 10 minutes a night reading or watching financial content. He improves his money and his mind by just 1%. Let's track this over time. At 6 months, there is literally zero visible difference. They ride the same old bike, they eat the exact same food. In fact, Raju actively laughs at Kaju, asking if his 50 rupee daily savings is going to buy him the Burj Khalifa anytime soon. But skip forward to 3 years, and the game completely flips. Because Kaju spent 10 minutes daily growing his knowledge by 1%, he knows more than his peers and lands a massive promotion at work. And that $50 a day, it has compounded into a massive investment fund. And Raju? Well, he is still stuck at his old salary begging friends for money just to cover his crushing credit card bills. That story brings us to the fundamental reality of wealth, the true psychology of money. Here is the absolute most important reframe you can make today. Wealth is not a high salary. Wealth is the compounding of your small, daily habits over time. It is your daily money management that creates wealth. You don't need to change your entire life in 24 hours. Actually, scratch that, you just can't change it in 24 hours. You just need